Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you all students? Today this is the ninth lecture of grade first year. The chapter name is thermochemistry and the topic name is heat capacity, specific heat capacity, molar heat capacity, and then calorimetry. First of all, what is heat capacity? Heat capacity is defined as the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of a substance by 1 degree centigrade or 1 Kelvin. Means that amount of energy which is needed to raise temperature up to 1 degree centigrade or 1 Kelvin. So it is an extensive property and depends on the amount of substance. That is, the amount of substance is capable to increase its temperature or not. Thus the unit of heat capacity is joule per Kelvin. सो हीट कैपेसिटी वो अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी है जो कि किसी स्पेसिफिक सब्सटेंस के टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज़ करने के लिए यूज़ हो अप टू 1 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड और 1 केल्विन. सो इट्स यूनिट इज़ जूल पर केल्विन. Now what is specific heat capacity? The specific heat of a substance is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of a substance or 1 kilogram of a substance by 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ सब्सटेंस में भी यही है कि वो अमाउंट ऑफ हीट जो कि किसी सब्सटेंस के 1 किलोग्राम या 1 ग्राम के टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज़ करने के लिए इस्तेमाल हो. 1 ग्राम या 1 किलोग्राम के टेम्परेचर को 1 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड या 1 केल्विन तक इंक्रीज़ करने के लिए इस्तेमाल हो. So specific heat capacity is defined as the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kg of a substance by 1 degree centigrade or 1 Kelvin. Now for calculating specific heat capacity, the formula of specific heat capacity is C is equal to E divided by M del T, where C is the specific heat capacity. The specific heat capacity is denoted by C. E is the total energy. Del T is the change in temperature, that is increase in temperature up to 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. M is the mass. So we can derive its unit, that is energy. Unit of energy is joule, unit of mass is kg, and unit of del T is Kelvin. As energy is in numerator, so its unit is joule. Mass and temperature are in denominator, so its unit will be kg inverse and Kelvin inverse. So joule, Kelvin inverse and kg inverse is the unit of specific heat capacity. It can also be written as C is equal to ms. Specific heat, the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of a substance up to 1 degree Celsius. यानी किसी भी सब्सटेंस का टेम्परेचर, किसी भी सब्सटेंस के 1 ग्राम या 1 किलोग्राम का टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस या 1 केल्विन तक इंक्रीज़ करने को स्पेसिफिक हीट बोलते हैं, जो कि सिर्फ 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस या 1 केल्विन ही इंक्रीज़ करे. इट मीन्स दैट इट इज़ स्पेसिफिक हीट. इट्स यूनिट इज़ कैलोरी. 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joule and 1000 joule is equal to 1 kilojoule. So 4184 joule is equal to 1 kilocalorie, which is equal to 1 calorie. This is the relation between calorie and joule. So for specific heat capacity, the general equation is Q is equal to ms del T, and you know that ms is equal to C del T. ms is equal to C. In the previous lecture we have studied that specific heat capacity C is equal to ms. In the previous topic you have studied that C is equal to ms. Now if I'm writing as Q is equal to ms del T, it means that I can also write as Q is equal to C del T. Now the molar heat capacity. The molar heat capacity is defined as the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mole of a substance. This is molar heat capacity. So the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mole of a substance through 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. Now the unit of molar heat capacity is joule, mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. Here in case of specific heat capacity, we read about the kg of a substance or gram of a substance, while in molar heat capacity we are concerned with the mole of a substance. So here the unit will be joule, mole inverse and the Kelvin inverse. Mathematically, Q is equal to mc del T, where ms can be equal to Q is equal to ms del T, where ms can be equal to C. So Q is equal to C del T, and the difference or change in temperature is equal to final temperature minus initial temperature. It can also be written as Q is equal to nc del T, where del T is equal to Tf minus Ti. So N is the moles of a substance, Cn is the molar heat capacity of a substance. Now calorimetry. What is calorimetry? The calorimetry is a means to measure heat transfer during chemical or physical processes, or the process of method of measurement of enthalpy changes during chemical reactions or physical changes is called as calorimetry. Either we measure the enthalpy changes, either we measure the heat transfer during the chemical or physical processes. So the enthalpy changes brought about by chemical or physical processes are measured using an apparatus called the calorimeter. So the change in enthalpy can be measured by using an apparatus called as calorimeter. So in a calorimetric experiment, the heat lost or gained in the reaction is related to the temperature change of the calorimeter. टेम्परेचर का जितना कैलोरीमीटर का टेम्परेचर में जितना चेंज आएगा उतनी हीट लॉस या गेन होगी. So the Q of calorimeter is equal to minus Q of reaction. It means the amount of heat absorbed is equal to the amount of heat absorbed is equal to the amount of heat released. So the amount of heat released by the reaction is exactly equal to the amount of heat absorbed by the calorimeter, except opposite in sign. Example is the heat of neutralization of an aqueous solutions of a strong acid by a strong base can be measured by a calorimeter. Here you can see a mathematical equation, that is Q is equal to nc del T, where del T is equal to Tf minus Ti. N is the moles. C is the molar heat capacity and del T is the change in temperature. So in general, the measurement of enthalpy changes during chemical or physical changes is called as calorimetry, or the measure of heat transfer during a chemical reaction or physical reaction is called as calorimetry. In this calorimeter, the amount of heat gained is exactly equal to the amount of heat released. The indirect calorimetry method, that is in which enthalpy change is calculated indirectly using Hess's law, we will study it in the next class. So thank you so much.